Howdy friends, welcome back to Let's Play Jade Empire. We are here in Master Lee's school in Two Rivers. Going to do a little bit of exploring, maybe a little more talking, and hopefully soon we'll get to talk to Master Lee himself.
It is an honor to be approached by the school's most senior student. My mother had high hopes for the school when she sent me here from the capital. Sometimes I wonder if I'm ready to train with others of such skill. Even in the robes of a junior student, I feel a long way from my home in the Imperial City.
A lot of the voice actors here seem very familiar too. That might just be from KOTOR. Why do you doubt yourself?
I haven't yet settled in. My studies in the Imperial City were far inferior to the instruction you've had. I will just have to work twice as hard to catch up to your level of skill. Even then, it will take a long time to be your match. How long have you studied with Master Lee?
I like his attitude a lot better than the others. He doesn't seem to hold my experience against me, but has a plan to eventually catch up. The only one who has been here almost as long is Dawnstar.
She also came here very young, didn't she? The two of you are generally considered the most advanced students here. I'm sorry. I shouldn't pester you with my questions. Is there something you need?
Well, if I'm going to ask you questions, it's only fair that you ask me some in return. Since you're new, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on Master Lee.
He is one man and guides his students well. My last school had two masters who feuded all the time. It made learning very difficult.
Bit of foreshadowing there. So what style did you study in the Imperial City?
At the Black Leopard School, I learned the bare basics of a style under First Brother Kai, but not enough to say I'd mastered anything more than a few core techniques. I'd demonstrate, but I don't think I even could. Master Lee's teachings have been so much more effective that I have forgotten most of what I learned in the capital.
Well, that's a shame. Be cool if you could learn like an additional style from him, but I think that would also be a little too easy. So, how do Master Lee's skills measure up to your teachers in the Imperial City?
He is greatly skilled and tutors his students intently. You especially. My school in the city was mired in politics, not an environment that promotes diligent study.
That was a lot of useful information, but not really an answer.
I'll answer what I can.
Alright, I don't want to speak to him about every single topic here, but let's ask him, what do people from the capital think of the Empire?
It's funny, but I still want to look over my shoulder. I have to remember that we are a long way from the ears of the Lotus Assassins.
Why would you be worried about the Lotus Assassins?
They're the Emperor's personal guardians. In the Imperial City, they watch everyone and everything, looking for those who would question the course of the Empire.
So they are kind of like the SS or the KGB for the Empire, and we'll definitely meet some of them a little later on. Why are people questioning the direction the Empire is taking?
The Lotus Assassins visit people who ask a lot of questions. The Emperor hasn't been seen much recently. His advisors run things. They're not gentle.
See, already we have some more hints of drama unfolding in the land. Nobody has seen the Emperor in a while, things are overall not going well, there's ghosts everywhere. I think there's also a drought too, if I remember correctly, but we might hear more about that later on. And of course there's Lotus Assassins everywhere, asking difficult questions. Do you know anything about rumors of ghosts?
There's already enough darkness without making up stories about shadows, in my opinion. And try Lynn. She seems very interested in the ghosts.
Yeah, I already talked to her. What can you tell me about places other than here?
I'm no map maker, but I know the basics of the way the Empire is laid out. What do you want to know?
Tell me about the Imperial City.
It was a beautiful place to grow up. The brightest minds, the most noble houses, all the greatest warriors gather there. It's truly the most vibrant place in the world.
Sounds like you miss it.
I'm glad to be here, don't get me wrong. Two Rivers, though, is very peaceful. I'm used to a more hectic pace, I think. It's taking me some time to adjust.
Yeah, I've definitely been in those shoes before. How do you like this area?
Two Rivers is quiet, subdued. This province has a lot of rich agricultural land. Actually, fields cover pretty much everything south of the Great Southern Forest.
Let's hear about the rest of the Empire.
The Empire is divided into 4 massive provinces. This area, largely agricultural, is the Golden Delta. To the north lies the Seat of Heaven, which holds the Imperial City. In the Prosperous East, you can find port cities like the Phoenix Gate. To the west lie the hills of the 6 Holy Scrolls. I know little about those 2 provinces, though.
They all sound very interesting, but unfortunately I don't think we get to visit most of those places. In a lot of ways it seems like this was potentially set up for a series of games, or at least a sequel if it did well. And I think it did do well, it definitely got great reviews. But unfortunately there has not yet been a sequel, and there's been some talk of one on and off, but I haven't heard anything concrete yet. I do think it would be great if Bioware did like an advanced remake of this and then launched a whole series out of it, but perhaps that's wishful thinking.
I'll answer what I can.
Alright, anything else? I think we already asked this one, so yeah, that's enough for now.
Goodbye. Take care of yourself.
I did realize, unfortunately, I have to play this game in windowed mode to get it to record correctly, and because of that, I can't see the bottom of my screen. The Windows taskbar is in front of it. So, like where it says student when, like identifying who I'm looking at, or just student, I can only see that by looking at the video recording on my other screen, not at the actual game. And if I don't make the game appear in my primary monitor, I can't click on things for some reason. So it's a little buggy since it's an old game, but I can live with these concessions.
Master Lee says that these are troubled times, but he has sheltered us from any disturbances.
Well, that was loud. Speaking of which, if you may have noticed, I did find a way to turn up the voice volume compared to other sound effects, so I might play with that a little more as we go on, trying to find the right balance. Seems appropriate given the type of game it is. But for now, hopefully this is good enough. Can I go in here? I can. Or I can get stuck in the door. Alright, so I guess at this point we have an option to talk to Master Lee right away, or we can actually explore the area a bit. Have I talked to this guy yet? Student? Yeah, he didn't really say anything. Alright, talk to Smiling Mountain. This is the sparring area over here. You can't jump, so that limits your options. And I can't seem to attack unless I'm in like combat mode. Oh, that was a jump. Okay, so I can't jump, but I can still dodge. Sorry if there are some camera issues. Oh, that makes the map larger. Good to know. Yeah, the controls for PC do seem a little wonky. Oh, is this where Dawnstar is? I think I remember this area vaguely. No. These are other people. Is there a map? All kinds of fun stuff here. Our followers, our styles. This is where you level them up. Stats, journal. Here's the map. Alright, so a pretty simple area. So this is the actual town, I guess. A spirit font and a focus shrine. Right, so these are areas where you can heal up your chi and your focus outside of battle. There's Dawnstar. And over here is just some areas to explore. Pretty simple layout. Actually, I think back here... Whoops. Right, this area. I don't really remember what goes on here, but I remember this being a cool little, like... I don't know if I want to call it a secret area. It's not that secret, really. But it's kind of nice and out of the way. This grave appears to be dedicated to the old master, a former instructor of the school. It is a humble tribute, not even bearing his name. A small bowl sits beneath the stylized image of a lion, ready to accept offerings of silver, to speed the spirit of the departed to his rest. Well, I have no silver, so not much I can do, but I do want to keep that in mind. I have no idea what the benefit of putting silver in that would be.
Oh, senior
I'm sure there is one.
Not too many people come back here this time of day, so we thought we'd take a moment to practice. Would you like to join us? We could team up against you and learn from the best.
Well, that sounds like fun. We could use the combat. I like that even now, after talking to like 3 or 4 people forever, you can still say, no, I don't want to fight. I'd like to talk about more stuff. We might do that later, but well, I want to see what they say. They might just say no.
We should keep practicing.
Yeah.
We have a weapons training session later this afternoon. Perhaps one of the others, like Wen or Lin, could help you. If you wanted to help us practice in a match against us both, of course, we would be most honored.
The honor would be all mine. I don't know if I'd call these unfair odds, but let's just see what they say.
With all due respect, we would be no challenge for you individually. We could learn much from seeing how you deal with more than one opponent. Smiling Mountain usually lets us fight in groups if he has enough students available, but learning from you is a chance I wouldn't want to pass up. If you have time, that is. I would not wish to impose.
I think we have time, don't you guys? Alright, let's do it.
This is good news! We'll try to go easy on you.
Don't worry about that. So it will be good to practice against 2 opponents, because I believe most of the game is fighting multiple opponents. And she has a weapon. So how do you switch targets? That's one thing I need to figure out, because I can't target the other guy. Oh, I didn't really mean to do that, but okay. 24 XP.
That's enough! I didn't think we'd win, but it was an honor to face you. Thank you very much. We have to go. Smiling Mountain's going to be teaching a class soon, and then we have weapons training.
Busy day. Alright, so it definitely seems like the best strategy in combat is to go more offensively. The students, at least, seem to lose health pretty quick, which doesn't really jive well with my approach to games. I'm usually more of a cautious player, and I try to feel out the fight and the situation before making any moves. Hey, a little monkey. Oh, look at him. It's so cool that Bioware puts little things like this in the game just to make it a little richer. Things that, as far as I recall, don't have any real purpose, but it does make it seem a little more like a real place. We have a nice little hidden pathway back here. Alright, talk to these guys. Let's go see if we can talk to Dawnstar. And then we'll come back and talk to Master Li. I'm really hoping that in combat you don't have to click on an enemy to switch targets, because I don't have a cursor unless I'm in a conversation. And I'm really hoping that's a feature, not a bug. Oh, look, they have a little water wheel, some mountains. Yes, the graphics are very dated. It was from 2005, but they were actually probably decent for their time. Hey, a kid. Dawnstar isn't here, so we're guarding her garden. Right, so, like in KOTOR, you had different alien languages that had text on the screen. In this one, there's like an old tongue. I forget what it's called. But it's kind of the same way for Bioware to add text to the game without having to hire more voice actors and spend more money. There's not a lot of it, but in fact, there's not that much, not so much that I actually forgot it existed until just now. But there's definitely some. So I'll try to read that when we encounter it.
Are you here to see Dawnstar? She's not around right now.
Aw. The inner self. The great wheel of life turns eternal, bringing one through life into death, then back around again into life. Though the new life is always different, the core essence, the spirit of a person, remains the same. This spirit, breathed into each person, is eternal. To achieve harmony with the universe, one must perfect their harmony with the spirit. Indeed, the spirit in each individual is a reflection of that greater universe. It is a reflection of the wheel of life and the great dragon that created it. Hey, more XP. So definitely read scrolls. They seem to give you lots of experience. Alright, our chi was already... Oh, it replenishes health too. I didn't remember that. We'll talk to you in a second. Just for the sake of it. Restore focus. And I'm pretty sure these are all infinite use.
Greetings, fellow student. The gate is closed for now, and I am tasked with keeping it so. Master Lee has asked that no students leave the school until the morning meditations are concluded. Please do not. This is the first task I have been given, and I don't want to get distracted.
Well, I guess I admire his focus, but how hard is it really to watch a gate? Couldn't you talk and watch a gate at the same time? Yeah, guarding the school gate doesn't seem like a complicated job.
I am dedicated to even humbling tasks, but I agree. Guarding the school entrance is more to keep me busy than a necessity, I think. Perhaps my vigilance will show Master Lee that I am a worthy student. He has delayed my training because of some pressing matter.
If you are guarding this gate, let's make sure you know how to defend it.
What do you mean? Some sort of test? Ask me anything. I am ready to try.
I like his attitude. What are the main classifications of styles, student? And by the way, I'm totally asking to test you, and not because I have no idea myself.
Wait, I know this. Yes, it's weapon, martial, support, transformation, and magic. Weapon and martial styles are pretty self-explanatory. Support styles allow you to paralyze, slow, or otherwise hamper your foes. Magic styles allow you to use your chi to control the elements, while transformation styles allow you to assume the form of creatures or even demons. I'm only repeating what I have learned in my time here, senior student, but that was one of the first things I memorized.
Well, good. So, even though this is a pretty simple game, they actually do a pretty good job with the combat system. As you can tell, there are 5 different types of styles. Each one has at least 4 different options. Most actually have like 5 or even 6. So there's a lot of different customizability as far as the way you approach combat. They could have totally done the game with just weapon, martial, and magic, or even really just 2 of the 3, but those are really the 3 main ones. But the fact that they added support styles and transformation styles as well, and have so many variations of each, makes the game interesting and gives it a good level of replayability as well. Always important in an RPG. So how does your chi affect combat?
Chi is our internal magical energy. Is that it? Yes. And we can use our chi to hasten the healing process of superficial wounds. Additionally, chi can be used to strengthen our blows, making the most of each strike. I'm sure that's right. I can't channel my chi like you and Dawnstar yet, but one day.
So, honestly, just from what little I remember of the game, I think the most powerful build would probably be one that was weapons heavy, with maybe a little bit of chi as well. And that way you could focus more on weapons, which are very powerful styles, and then use chi as a source of healing as needed. But as those of you who have watched my channel before know, I tend to prefer magic-based characters. So I think for this one we'll probably do, like I said before, a little bit of a hybrid, leaning more towards magic, but we'll use some weapons as well. Try out a bit of everything. So what do you know of Master Lee?
Of his history? Nothing. He is supposed to be a great master, but I just arrived, so I know very little about him. I wish I knew more, senior student, but that is all I can answer about our master.
Why does it seem like everybody here just arrived, besides me and Dawnstar? And I guess maybe Gao.
Oh, good. I mean, yes, thank you, senior student, for the chance to answer your questions. Master Lee was looking to speak with you, wasn't he? After he left me here, he went back to his house in the center of the school, if you're looking for him.
Well, I guess we are. Good job, student. You passed your test. Have fun guarding the gate. So it is a nice little area here at the school, but it is pretty confined. Not a lot to do just yet. One day we'll have a weapon of our own to practice with. Not quite yet.
Typical.
Is that Gao? That's Gao.
Oh, you're finally here to talk to Master Lee, are you? I certainly hope so. The old man is in there meditating, and he won't train me until he talks to you.
Actually, I wanted to talk to you a moment.
The senior student? Master Lee's little lapdog here to talk to me? My lucky, lucky day. Don't you have something more important to do?
Not really. What did I do to earn this belligerence?
You don't want my answer to that question. Go talk to one of your sandal-licking friends and let them tell you I'm jealous. Try Lynn. She'll say anything to please you just to see your simpering little smile. Pathetic. Master Li wants to talk to you. Do me a favor and go talk to him. Then maybe I can actually receive some education at this school.
Yeah, I don't think I need anybody else to tell me that he's jealous. Although, to be entirely honest, while he's a bit of a jerk, he does kind of have a point. Master Li does seem to be showing quite a bit of favoritism.
I have nothing to say to a dog bounding after its master. Go bother someone else.
Alright, well, whatever bit of empathy I felt towards him is quickly evaporating. The Long Drought, here we go. The Long Drought stands as one of the worst periods in the Jade Empire's recent history. 10 years of scorching heat and little rainfall took their toll on even the prodigious reserves of the Empire's granaries. The sages predicted at least 3 more devastatingly dry years, while those in the Ministry of Harmony watched the death toll mount into the hundreds of thousands. Then Emperor Sun Hai declared that the drought was over, and somehow it was. Through the Emperor's divine will, green returned to our parched land, and stability was restored. So that's right, there was a drought. The drought ended, was it 10 years ago? Or it lasted 10 years, not really sure when it ended. Emperor Sun Hai, I'm pretty sure, is the emperor who is still in control today. What's in here? You received martial styles. Okay, so this is just like a little scroll. They do not always access the energies of mind and body harmoniously. Sometimes imbalance is the source of their power, as it is with Iron Palm and Viper. Each requires possession of 3 meditation scrolls that prepare the students for the forces that will be encountered. If these disciplines are attempted without complete understanding, the student risks accessing more power than the body can withstand. Knowledge of Iron Palm and Viper is not often shared, as most martial practitioners consider them to be in opposition to classical teaching. If a student happens upon one of the scrolls detailing these styles, he or she cannot and should not attempt to train in the style until gaining the possession of all 3. The most difficult and humbling step of any journey is the acceptance of one's own limitations and confronting whether the journey is possible at all. So I don't really remember either of those styles. Not sure if we'll practice them or not. It almost sounds like they're a little bit like dark styles, like not really allowed, but then it says you can train with them, just make sure you're prepared. So I don't know. They also might be like a PC only thing. I think there were 1 or 2 styles that were added with the PC version of the game, or possibly the special edition of the game. Did we read this yet? The Old Tongue. Tho Fan, or the Old Tongue, was the native language of one of many kingdoms struggling for supremacy before the Empire was unified by sagacious Tien, our first emperor. As the wars raged, constant shifts in territorial leadership spread the use of the Old Tongue. By the time Tien formed the Empire, the Old Tongue was so widely spread that it became a second official language of the Jade Empire. Yay for XP. Not a lot, but every bit helps.
Ah, there you are, my student. I watched your bout against Jingwu with great pride. You have gained almost all you can from the practice arena. You are my best pupil, though you came to me an orphan. I have tried to prepare you for the responsibility your skills will bring. Have you given thought to your future?
Notice the epic main title music playing? I could listen to the music from this game all day. Trying to RP my character here. Oh, look, his facial expressions change. Interesting. I didn't remember that being a thing. I think I could see my character being a teacher, so perhaps I will train others, as you have trained me.
Your lessons are complete. Remember these basic skills, and keep them at heart. But also remember that classes are not a true measure of ability. Always be ready to learn. I recall that, as a child, you fell and bruised your arm. I comforted you, saying that small pains are part of learning, but not every setback imparts wisdom. You must be careful. Sometimes all you learn in defeat is that you have been defeated. This world is out of balance. Spirits grow restless, and you have a role to play that I have kept secret.
I was going to say something and now I forgot what it was. Why would you do that?
Those who announce their important destiny before they are ready tend to meet unfortunate ends. The wise only seek attention when capable of dealing with it. The people are scared. I do not have all the answers, but I know you will become very important to the fates of many. You will be called to face a great evil.
Master! Master Lee!
What is this interruption? This had better be important. There is much to say.
Master! Nijo came to warn me. He saw a boat from the outlook past the fields. Strange outlaws. They fired something at him, and Kiamin was injured.
Where is she now?
Still outside the village by the outlook. Nijo couldn't carry her. Please come, Master Lee. The bandits are not at the village yet, but they could arrive at any time.
We will have to continue our discussion later, my student. It appears we have more pressing matters.
What would you have me do, Master?
The time for practice is over. Go to Gujin, the weapon master, and get a weapon. You may soon be called to use it. On your way, make certain Dawnstar is aware of the danger. Her skills have always complemented yours, so take her with you. Prepare yourself for a potential attack while I tend to my fallen student. I will return as soon as I can. We will continue our discussion when the threat is over.
Where can I find Dawnstar and Gujin?
Dawnstar will be near her garden at the entrance to the school. Gujin will be in his shop near the village gate, up the stairs from the village square.
Alright, so, I will do as you ask.
Good. The time comes when you will know all you need to. For now, keep the basics at heart.
I think that's one of his catchphrases, keep the basics at heart. Alright, minimap, yep. Click the Legends button for an explanation of map symbols, okay. So there we go, we can see where we're at right now. What I was going to say before was that, judging by Master Lee's scars, looks like he's seen his share of battles in the past as well. I do kind of wish that we had time to explore the city a bit, or the town of Two Rivers before it was under attack, but they don't waste too much time before throwing you into the action in typical Bioware fashion. And it does sound like we'll be getting a weapon pretty soon as well, which is not something I had recalled, or I probably would have invested a little bit more in focus. Ooh. So I have 3 figurines. And I guess I have to give one to the lion? I honestly have no idea which one is the right one, but I'm not going to look up like a guide or anything, even though I do remember the gist of the game, even without one. I want to kind of still play this almost as if it was a new game, and whatever successes I have will be successes, and whatever mistakes I make, well, we'll try to learn from them, but like Master Lee wisely said, sometimes all you learn from defeat is that you have been defeated. A statue of a lion stands behind an altar. It is marked as a training aid, designed by a previous master of the school. There is a crystal sphere in the lion's paw. Let's examine the markings. The altar and statue serve to show students a real example of lessons otherwise presented abstractly in class. It has not seen use in some time. The altar is less ornate than the statue, and was replaced many times after frustrated or deliberate outbursts from students, but that too is part of the exercise. There is mention of greater reward for the more investigative path, but that was probably an additional element of the test performed by the master who placed it. You cannot recall Master Lee ever referring to the statue. Different masters prefer different methods of teaching. I guess this wasn't one of his. So, judging by what we know so far, it seems like maybe I could put one of these 3 icons, whatever they were, idols, on the statue and get a small reward. But there might be a greater reward, and it might have to do with that other statue we found outside. Let's just see what our options are. Something activates as you approach. The sphere in the lion's paw begins to glow with blue light. Well, it would make sense that they would want me to put the blue figurine there. But I do think, knowing Bioware and given the text we've seen before, there's probably something more to this. Like, one of the options is destroy the altar. Wonder what that gets you. Let's leave for now. You can always come back later. I think we have a quest. Keep hitting my hotkeys for, like, I guess Mass Effect or SWTOR. So, a large statue dominates one of the rooms in Master Lee's house. It's a test, and then this is the main quest. Fighting the bandits and finding Dawnstar. Can't read any of these scrolls. Little birds. Again, nice little details they put in the game just to make it a little more interesting. Alright. Not sure if this is really a good idea. But what if we put the blue idol in this offering? Is that even an option? Well, okay, here we go. Dedicated to an old master, and the statue's from an old master. And this kind of looks like a lion, maybe? Not really. Well, a little bit. Oh, but you have to donate silver. I can't donate the icon. I really want to look up a guide to make sure I don't mess this up, but like I said, I'm not going to. Hello, monkey. Be safe. I hear there are bandits about. I'm a little worried that I won't have another chance to do that quest. But I don't want to do it the wrong way, or the not best way, either. There's Dawnstar.
What's the matter, Dawnstar? Are you scared that Master Lee might find out?
There is talk of approaching bandits, and you bother me with unsubtle advances. How very like you, Gao. No doubt a tactic learned from your criminal father.
You tell him, Dawnstar.
His name is Gao the Greater, and he built a fortune out of some ragged thieves and slave traders. If my charm can't lift your spirit, I'll buy the ground from under you.
Flaunting your father's undeserved wealth does not impress me, Gao. It only serves to push me further away.
And he seems like such a nice guy. Hello, Dawnstar. Actually, let's go with this one. It sounds like Dawnstar would like you to leave, Gal.
You step beyond your station. She and I are discussing her future.
Thank you, Gao, but I'll pick my own poison. Now leave, and if you'd be so kind, stay downwind.
Ouch.
I won't forget this, Dawnstar. You show great disrespect. You as well. You will not take all the glory if there is an attack. We are not through.
Again, I love the character setup here. We already have heard a lot about his father.
He's Gao the Lesser in all respects. I thought Master Li allowed him to stay so that the influence of the father could be countered, but Gao never learns. He acts like he's above Master Li's teachings. Such are the conceits of wealth, I suppose. I appreciate that you arrived when you did.
What did Gao want?
What does Gao the Lesser ever want? He's convinced that he can buy everything, and that includes people. He's a spoiled little man. I'd rather not dwell on him. Let's not increase his influence by talking about him after he's gone. What is it you wish?
Again, very wise. You know about the bandits. Master Li said to get a weapon from Gujin.
Yes, he said you were coming. He just passed here with Si Pat on his way to help Kia Min. It's strange that simple bandits would launch such a raid. Master Li was concerned that this would interrupt your training. His respect for your potential is just so absolute. Has he told you any more about your future?
He was about to before the bandits so rudely interrupted our conversation. Not specifically. What do you know about it?
Only what Master Li has told you in the past. You are meant for great things, but you must discover them yourself. It must be so frustrating, but exciting as well.
That pretty much encapsulates it. He has told you similar things. You have talents too.
It is not the same. You are filled with the promise of great things, even if they are unknown. My skills will always be darker. I can see into the spiritual, an ability that grants some insight, but it doesn't seem to be useful for anything other than keeping me awake at night. I helped Master Li discover the unrest that shapes your future, but I see only problems, while you are destined to find solutions. I envy you for that.
Well, you can't solve a problem if you don't know what it is. I think in a way we're probably two halves of the same coin. Please don't put me on a pedestal. I'd rather stand beside my friends.
I'm glad. You have always kept your feet on the ground. What does Master Li say? That you should keep the basics close to heart?
There's that phrase again.
Let's go get your weapon from Gujin's workshop. It shouldn't be too hard to fend off simple bandits. They're foolish to attempt such an attack.
Especially with Master Li around. I really want to get on with the fighting, but let's just see if she has any more information.
Of course. I can speak now or during our walk. Master Li suggested that I accompany you, in case you require assistance.
Alright, good to know. In that case, let's begin walking.
We should get our weapons as quickly as we can. I am honored that Master Li feels I am worthy of standing beside you.
Yay, follower gained. Your followers will fight alongside you, but you can also access their support abilities. Use the follower screen to change their tactics. So that is one of the things I don't like about this game, is that you can only have one follower with you at a time. I'm pretty sure this is the only Bioware game that does this, except, I guess, Star Wars The Old Republic. So we'll have a pretty interesting cast of characters, and I'll try to switch them out as we go. But unfortunately, only one can actually be fighting with us at a time. I also seem to recall that as far as fighting goes, they're not super helpful, but they do have support styles, which is like when instead of fighting alongside you, they'll instead meditate, and I think like she replenishes your health or your chi, and each one has a different ability, which is kind of cool. But anyway, I think this second episode has gone on long enough, so now the real fun is about to begin. I will see you guys right back here for episode 3, when it's time to defend 2 rivers from these mysterious bandits.